Today you're in for a treat. I've got 5 wide receivers that can crush the competition. 5 wide receivers that will excel above their ADP. You got to reach on them. You got to get these guys. You got to go ahead of their ADP to get them because they're flying off draft boards. And these are guys where they're surrounded by guys like T. Higgins. T. Higgins, this guy, he played 12 games every single year of his career. T. Higgins is going at ADP of 23. Why take him when I can get the elite alpha wide receiver 1 in a better offense that's projected to score more points and have more volume? So we're talking about 5 guys that can do that for your league today. Smash the like and subscribe button. Let's get right into it. We're heading to flockfantasy.com. Mason Dodd, the GOAT, nice enough to let us use this. My guy. Looking at the top wide receiver rankings on the expert consensus for that page, we're going down the list to our first guy. And he's coming in at an ADP of around 18, expert ranking of around 18. I honestly think A.J. Brown can be a top 10 pick inside the first round of your fantasy draft this season. Why? It's very simple. It comes down to one thing. What has he done in the past? In the past, the last couple of years with the Philadelphia Eagles, in 22, in 2023, he averaged wide receiver 8 finishes and wide receiver 7 finishes on the season. So he returned decent value. He's basically wide receiver 10 right now off of boards, wide receiver 8, 9, 10 off boards, and he was wide receiver 8 and 7 in the prior 2 seasons. Now, 2024, a bit of a down year, but not really from an efficiency perspective. From an efficiency perspective, his yards per round was 3.2, pretty good numbers. His highest yards per target in almost his career since his rookie season at 11.1 yards per target. Why do I love A.J. Brown this season? The Eagles had the lowest passing rate in the league in 2024. They were the highest rushing rate. They had an easy schedule in 2024. Now they have a harder schedule. Harder schedule, every content creator is saying it, more passing volume. But this is what they're not correlating. A.J. Brown in 2022-2023 had a 30% team target share. A.J. Brown in 2024 had a 34% team target share. What nobody is telling you is, yes, more passing rate. A.J. Brown's going to get 34% of that new passing rate. So he's going to be the main beneficiary of this, which is why I love him. He's projected to get so much volume, and if the Eagles are in tougher contests, they're going to have to air the ball out. And maybe they're trailing from behind. Honestly, I don't know if they're going to be trailing from behind much, even in these close games. I think it'll probably be one-score games. But A.J. Brown is poised to score a lot of points. Who would I consider taking him ahead of? Honestly, Puka Nacua, Malik Neighbors, they have higher ceilings than A.J. Brown, but Malik Neighbors has that mosquito-aggravated toe injury, right? Malik Neighbors is calling his toe injury something where it's a mosquito sting that just doesn't go away. You have Puka Nacua played 11 games in 2024, banged up repeatedly. Do you want to bet on Puka to stay healthy, or would you rather go with A.J. Brown? Now, Amon-Ra St. Brown, he is Mr. Consistency, so I understand taking Amon-Ra ahead of A.J. You have Nico Collins. Hamstring injuries, guys, are not good things to see for a wide receiver. Nico Collins never played a full season. Do you expect him to play a full season this time? Now, BTJ, I will give BTJ the nod over A.J. Brown. And Drake London, I'm going to go A.J. Brown over Drake London. A.J. Brown's done it repeatedly, whereas Drake London, he dropped a 40 bomb with Penix. I actually am high on Drake London, but I'm going to put him one spot behind A.J. Brown heading into this next season. So A.J. Brown is poised to crush leagues. I'm considering him taking him. Once I get to pick 12 in a draft, it's all right, A.J. Brown should be going off soon. I predicted Devon Achane. I had Devon Achane into my top 10 all off season. And now if we look at where Devon Achane goes, he goes at the end of round 1, where he should have been going all along. So get the value on A.J. Brown before your league mates catch up. Name number 2 is JSN. Now JSN, the reason I love JSN is because he improved from year 1 to year 2 dramatically. Wide receiver 54 to wide receiver 20, yards per route run 1.3 to 1.8, and there's still room for improvement. Now you have a new quarterback in Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold, guess what? He was the QB9 finisher. Not many people are clicking that. Sam Darnold, it's a whole different story. Sam Darnold is ranked as QB27 off draft boards. He was the QB9 last year, so there's value with Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold can support Jackson Smith-Njigba to be a good fantasy wide receiver. Now, the reason I love JSN, 24% target share in 2024, 7% up. Guess who left? DK Metcalf left. Tyler Lockett left. Noah Fant left. That's 50%. 50% vacated target share in the Seattle Seahawks offense. Now, AJ Barner, Elijah Arroyo, maybe they vacuum in 18% of that 50. You bring in Cooper Kupp. Maybe Cooper Kupp vacuums in 20%, 25% of that target share. that does leave about 10% vacated target share still in this offense. So if JSN can get a couple points of that, we should still see more increased volume for Jackson Smith-Njigba. And if you can project out that, all right, he took a step forward from year 1 to year 2, does he get better year 2 to year 3 with increased opportunities? That's why Jackson Smith-Njigba is poised to crush in 2025. Now, I also like him because the guys he's going around, you have Tyreek Hill, who Tyreek Hill is a decent pick, but it's high risk because of Tua, and also Tyreek's getting up there in age. You got T. Higgins. T. Higgins is not a good pick in fantasy this year, man. He's so overpriced. 12 games per year the last 2 seasons. And the main reason he had a breakout year in 2024 was the touchdown rate being double what it's been the last 4 seasons of his career. So I hate that pick. Then you have Marvin Harrison Jr., who did nothing in his rookie season. I actually like MHA, but I think he's a bit overpriced. You have Garrett Wilson, who the upside isn't there because he's capped by a bad quarterback. You have Devontae Adams, who he's old. I do think Devontae Adams could be good if he has a high red zone touchdown rate. You have Evans, who I like, but that's already like a whole round after. So look at the wide receivers you can get at around an ADP of 26. Whereas, actually, to be honest, JSN's ADP isn't 26. This is kind of where they have him ranked. JSN's current ADP, it's 34. So his current ADP is 34th off of draft boards. You're talking about getting him in the end of round 3. It's a great value. I think he could return a lot. I think he could be a top 8 wide receiver in fantasy football this year. He's currently wide receiver 15 on ESPN's ADP. Now, wide receiver number 3 is going to be Jalen Waddle. Similar story here to the guy we were just looking at. More projectable volume. If Tua Tagovailoa is healthy, Tyreek Hill will return value, and so will Jalen Waddle. Now, Jalen Waddle had the worst year you'll ever see, which is why you're getting a major discount. He's currently like wide receiver 30 off draft boards, and his first 3 years of his career, he's wide receiver 15 or better. So I do think Jalen Waddle, now that Jonnu Smith is gone, Jonnu Smith had a 20% plus team target share. There's 2 receivers that are viable on this team. If you count Devon Achane, he's number 3, but we already talked about Devon Achane being a smash pick as well. So Jalen Waddle, underlying metrics in 2022, in 2023, very good yards per out run, very good yards per target. He was a good wide receiver. And he didn't really miss too much time. He played a full season in 22, played a full season in his rookie year, missed a couple games the last 2 seasons combined. But he's playing with Skylar Thompson at quarterback. Like, personally, I'm retiring if I'm playing with Skylar Thompson. So Jalen Waddle, if Tua is healthy, and that's a big risk. Like, I'm not going to lie, it's a big risk. But would you rather invest a 2nd round pick on Tyreek Hill, betting on Tua, or what, you can invest a round 5, round 6 pick? I think Jalen Waddle can outscore Tyreek Hill even if they're both healthy. So Waddle has a lot of upside. He's had a very good training camp up to this point. I'm big on him to break out as well. 2 more receivers. We're scrolling down the ADP. Chris Godwin. I've been saying it all year, man. Listen, they gave Godwin an extension already knowing the extent of his injury. I get it. Maybe Godwin misses time. Maybe Godwin misses 1, 2, 3 weeks. I don't care. He's priced in. It's a major discount. He's wide receiver 37 ranked. Let's see. Godwin, wide receiver 15, 13, 1, 11, 7, 14, and 2. Obviously, 1 bad year in 2023. Wide receiver 2 in points per game in 2024 with 20 points per game. He was insane. He was the focal point of that offense. They're going to phase Mike Evans out because Mike Evans is probably not getting another contract with the Buccaneers. Contract year for Evans. He's old. So you got Godwin as the focal point of this offense, the passing of the torch. Egbuka will then kind of be under his wing in 2026. So Godwin actually projects out to be a very good fantasy asset this season. I honestly don't know why the injury is just devaluing him, scaring people off way more than it should be in my eyes. Final name, oh man, I feel like a lot of people aren't going to like this one. Scroll down. This is a sleeper, a deep sleeper. Keep scrolling. Adam Thielen. You can get him towards the end of your draft. And what did Adam Thielen do? He actually averaged 14 points per game. And he has averaged 14 points per game the past 2 seasons. You're getting somebody that you can actually rely on, like 2.65 yards per out run. Better than JSN, 20+% target share. Looking at what Adam Thielen did last season, he had some pretty good games. 24 points, 20 points, 10 points, 15 points, 28 points. So even at the second half of the year is where he kind of came on. Weeks 13 to week 18, he was averaging like 16 points per game. And you're getting him at the end of your draft. They bring in Tim McMillan, I get it, but Adam Thielen still should be the wide receiver 2. He might be the wide receiver 1 over T-Mac for the first half of the year. Get Thielen, put him in your flex spot, take those 14-point weeks. and even just trade him. Just trade him because you know it's going to fade off as the season progresses. But if Bryce Young plays like he did the second half of last year, which people kind of aren't relying on, Adam Thielen was a main target for Bryce Young, and I don't expect that to change. Smash the like and subscribe button. Those are 6, 5, 6, 5, 6. A bunch of wide receivers that are poised to break out and smash and return value this year. Go win your league.